Welcome back to the channel. So today's video, we're going to do a little something different. We're going to talk about one of the big reasons why I stopped collecting Funko Pops. Now, I get a lot of questions I get from family members, from friends, asking me, hey, they're like, hey, I noticed, because when I first started collecting, I was super deep into Funko Pops, like super deep into them. And a lot of people asks me, they're like, hey, why'd you start collecting? And I'm here to tell you why. Basically, I stopped collecting them. So I'm not gonna, I made up a little list. My personal reasons why I stopped collecting, and yeah, that like a couple of reasons why. One was space. Now, as you guys can tell in the background, I have a whole wall. I mean, this is just a small portion of it. My wall in front of me is just full of Funko Pops. And the reason why I stopped collecting it was a lot of space. I mean, they just take up so much space. Most of you guys know, if you have 10 inches, you guys know it's like, man, so a lot of people stop buying 10-inch Funko Pops because they just don't have the space for them. So that's a huge one for me as well. I mean, I wasn't buying 10 inches like that. There was a few that would occasionally catch my eye here and there, but I just didn't want to continue buying them because space is just huge. And then I'm trying to put up shelves in my room and just couldn't do it because of space. I couldn't find the right spot to put it, certain Funko Pops. So I had to shrink down some of my collection, and because of space. So that's a huge, one of the hugest ones I stopped collecting Funko Pops was because of space. Two, another reason why, I'm just gonna go down the list, not in particular order, why I stopped buying it. But two, another one was all the different variants. If you know anything about Funko Pops, you know that there's all types of variants. I mean, you have the regular version, you have the metallic versions, you have the flock versions, you have the chrome versions. Everything you could think of, there's pretty much a Funko Pop of. And it was hard keeping up with certain pops as well. Because it's like, okay, should I just buy the regular one or should I buy the variant one? And sometimes, a lot of times, where Funko would just make a Funko Pop, and then the variant of that, which is the chase, would just be something different, and it was the minutest thing that you could think of. I know I just made up a word, but the littlest thing you could think of is like a knife in the person's hand, or blood, or some type of little small thing, and they would call that the variant of the thing. And that would, sometimes trigger me, because it's like, okay, sometimes the variant looked worse than the actual standard Funko Pop, and you would be on the verge of trying to get either or. And then that kind of leads me into laziness. So I hate to call Funko out like this, because I really love Funko. Like I said, I was a huge Funko Pop collector, but the laziness really got to me. What I mean by that is not calling Funko, the company, lazy. I mean, kind of, sort of, I'm calling them lazy, because what I actually mean by that is basically them with the just not coming up with new ideas. It's like, um, uh, there's like Joker, for instance. Joker has 5 different Chrome variants. Now I'm still trying to figure out why he needed all these variants, and it just didn't make sense for some reason. I was just like, I just don't understand why Funko decided to do this, or if just some pops just did not look that good, and that kind of just made me disgust in my mouth. How some pops came out, and that really was a huge turnoff for me when it comes down to it. Sometimes Funko Pops did not make sense. Like, for instance, just recently revealed, there's a metallic Kid Boo, or Super Boo, that just came out. And why is he metallic? There's absolutely no reason for him to be metallic. but Funko decided to make it metallic. So that's one of the hugest one I can think of when it comes down to laziness, and another reason why I stopped collecting. Another one as well, a huge one, was exclusives. Um, some Funko Pops were exclusive to certain stores. There's Hot Topic, there's Box Lunch, FYE, Walgreens, Walmart, Target. Just all the stores you could think of was exclusives, and just Funimation was a huge one. Another reason why I stopped collecting was trying to find the exclusives at these stores. Now, I don't care what you're collecting, you want exclusives because that bumps up the market, and then eventually when you eventually get tired of these, you could sell them on the second market for good prices and what you pick them up for. So having rarity is pretty good in certain figures, and there's other reasons why having rare items in any figure you're collecting or any collection you're collecting is pretty good. But the biggest one was most of these damn figures were real hard to track down certain stores because, like I said, they come with chases. So when the stores get the chases, most of the time there's like 3 to 4 chases per store. So if you're waiting in a line, if you're not the first 5 guys in line, high chances are you're not going to get the chases to go with it. So that was another reason, especially if you really wanted that chase. Another huge one was actually Funimation. Funimation, it was almost tragic. You were so damn lucky to be able to get into um, Funimation to even buy a Funko Pop, because I remember just struggling every single time Funimation had an exclusive, just struggling on the website trying to purchase this damn thing, always in the queue and then get bumped out of the queue, and it was just really, really frustrating when it comes down to trying to buy Funko Pops and everything. So that was a huge reason why I stopped collecting, was the exclusivity. And I just felt like if Funko was to get better, they'll stop doing exclusive to certain stores and just put it out everywhere, man, everywhere. So it makes it easier for some of these collectors to actually get some of these. Another huge one was actually the scalpers. The scalpers were just like in most collecting, especially nowadays. The scalpers are just everywhere, man. I mean, you're always fighting with these people to get everything, whether it's Pokemon cards, action figures, now PS5s and Xboxes. I mean, it's everywhere. These guys are everywhere, man. So that kind of slimmed it down for me as well, to stop why I stopped collecting Funko Pops as well. Another one was posability. So probably one of the biggest things that I found when I started collecting action figures was posability. You just get more out of an action figure than you would a Funko Pop. Like for instance, the Funko could come out with the same Spider-Man, but you're not able to mess around with Spider-Man, put him in certain poses, have his leg up in the air, his arms, his head, certain poses. With Funko Pops, you're limited to certain poses, and you're just smaller, I mean, this thing, it's way bigger, and just a better way of showing off your favorite your favorite character, because when you're buying Funko Pops, you're buying them because you love the characters, and when it comes down to action figures, you pretty much the same thing and more better. So that's another reason why I decided to buy action figures instead of Funko Pops, because you just get more from an action figure, as well as money. Money is a huge one. Because sometimes you want a Star Wars figure. Let's just throw out any, or I'm not gonna use Star Wars. For instance, Game of Thrones. Like there's the headless Ned that's, I don't know if it still goes for 2,000, but there's the headless Ned for $2,000. Even though there's no action figure of Ned Stark, if there was, he's probably gonna be $20, close to $40. But if you're gonna buy the Funko Pop, it's close to $2,000. So what would you rather choose? Would you rather be paying 20 to $40, or would you rather be paying $2,000? Now, I don't know about you, but I'm just not gonna just throw out $2,000 for a Funko Pop. It's just not. I mean, many Hot Toys or statues I could buy with $2,000. Or I can't say statues, because statues can run up to 2,000. But that's just gigantic, something huge. Now that's probably worth $2,000 more than a Funko Pop that's small, that comes in a box that most likely when you receive it's pretty damaged. And that's the whole thing about Funko Pops, is actually having a perfect box. It's kind of like Pokemon cards. It's like you have to have, everything has to be perfect. It has to be a 10 out of 10 for it to have retail. And that's just, to me, it's not perfect, man. I mean, I could go around, if I keep one of my Black Series packages, I could put one of those back in this package, wrap it all up, and sell it for what I paid for, or possibly more, and just get more from an action figure, So there's that. But anyways, and last but not least was actually the San Diego Comic-Con debacle that happened. I believe it was last year, because that was one of the last and final times I actually bought a Funko Pop. Besides me, and I'm not excluding the ones that I received for like Christmas, family members, which I love those Funko Pops, by the way. But not excluding those, I'm talking about the last Funko Pop I actually bought with my own money was San Diego Comic. Well, at least I tried to buy it from San Diego Comic Con. And we could start off with that Toucan Sam being $500. To me, that was ridiculous. Even though it was going to a certain cost, it was still number limited on it, so you weren't even able to purchase it. If you tried, and if you were able to get through, you were the luckiest bastard on earth, because it was so damn limited. And the site was crashing, and the hugest one that everybody falls with, as I mentioned earlier, was bots trying to fight the bots to get these damn Funko Pops. Even though I know I should just put a disclaimer out there that you could get most of these Funko Pops in the stores, so you could go to the stores the next day, because most of these were dropping pretty like 9, 10, 11 o'clock in the night, the previous night before. But you can actually go to stores in the morning, but that's just a hassle going up to the store, so most people prefer to buy them online. And to me, that was a huge hassle for me, waking up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, running all the way to the store to go get these Funko Pops. And if your mall or whatever only has 2 of those stores, and you want something from different stores, you're gonna have to buy online, or you're gonna have to have somebody else go wait in those lines to try to get it for you. So that was a huge reason why I stopped collecting as well. And like I said, San Diego Comic Con left a huge sour taste in my mouth when I was actually trying to I had them in my cart. And most of you guys know there's the infamous loading screen that has popped up. But I had them in my cart at checkout, and there was a loading screen. If I remember, it was the Black Lightning Funko Pop, and a couple other ones. It might have been a Red Goblin, I think. It was a Bakugo, for sure. That was a Hot Topic exclusive. And then there was another Funko Pop that I had. I had them in my cart, waiting to purchase it, and the bub was going, loading. And I stood on there even after I was getting pop-ups from people that I follow who still does the releases, like this Funko, DIS Funko on Twitter. Follow him if you're into Funko Pops, as well as Funko Finders with a Z at the end. You follow him as well, or him or her, on Twitter. And yeah, if you follow those two, they're always posting all the new Funko Pops that come out. And so that's another reason why I stopped collecting was because just that bubble going up and it being sold out, even though I was literally in the checkout spot, in the damn queue at the checkout spot. And then that debacle happened, and then Funko having to apologize to a lot of people, where a lot of people wondering is like, hey, I was actually in the damn thing and you guys bumped me out, and I was at the checkout screen and you guys still bumped me out and wasn't able to get it. And just putting the numbers on it just let the sour taste, like 100. I don't remember how limited the Black Lightning Funko Pop was, but I'm pretty positive it was close to like 100 to 1,000 that was being made. And I left a lot of sour taste in a lot of people's mouth, because if you're a DC collector, you guys can't see it, but I have a whole DC Funko Pop display. If you're a completionist and you weren't able to get that, you're gonna have to go on the market and pay probably 500, close to thousands of dollars for that one Funko Pop, because you weren't able to get it because it was so damn limited. So that leaves a lot of sour taste in people's mouths, and a huge reason why I stopped collecting. But yeah, just wanted to make this video, explain why I stopped collecting. I mean, there's still good reasons why, if you're a Funko Pop collector, you should be happy, because first of all, they're still making the franchises you love. Not that a lot of action figure studios won't touch. They're still look. I mean, when I look at Funko Pop, I still think they're still one of the coolest things out there. I mean, just look at this fat bull right here. I mean, he's just so badass. I mean, like, there's Funko Pops that I was still trying to get, even though I was out of the game. So, I mean, like I said, man, I mean, there's still big things out there that being collector right now, you should be happy that you're in to collecting, because we don't know when, the next Beanie Baby situation can happen, where people just get out of it and then it falls off the face of the earth. So being a Funko Pop collector is possibly one of the best times to be one right now still. Even though people were been saying that Funko's gonna die a couple years ago. Even when I was collecting, people were saying, oh, Funko's gonna die, Funko's gonna die. They're still here, still breathing hard. There's still, people like Top Pops out there, Dr. Applesauce, those type of guys out there. Or I just butchered his name, right? Is it Doctor? I don't remember his name. But there's so many Funko Pop collectors out there that's still collecting and still doing pretty good on their channels. So this thing is still high up there, man. And I recently sold 2 Funko Pops, and I made enough to buy a hot toy just for selling 2 Funko Pops of the same figure. So this thing is still up there in price. And yeah, I mean, I mean, if I were to, I mean, eventually I'm going to sell some more, but if I was to sell some of my things, I mean, I'm making enough profit to make, buy my other things that I'm willing to collect. So that's one of the best things about Funko. Instead, okay, you get out of the market and you're able to buy. Now, I'm not a reseller. I mean, I only sold that because I was trying to make room, and there's gonna be a lot of Funko Pops that I keep as well, because I mean, they just look so badass as well in my collection. But I'm gonna try to trim it down so I can get more space in my room. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I got for you guys today. Let me, you guys know in the comment section, are you guys still collectors? Are you guys still love Funko Pops? Are you out of the game? What you collect now, you don't collect at all? Don't really matter. Let me know down in the comment section. That's pretty much it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Join the Hellspawn Army. We're growing each and every day. I appreciate you guys that do. Or if you don't, still fine with me. As long as you guys are enjoying the content, that's all that really matters. You guys have a wonderful, amazing day, and see you guys. Bye.